Captain Will, a certain Tess Goodwin wants to see you. She claims to know who tied up and murdered Ronnie Goshwala. Surely a student could have discovered who the killer was before us, even if she does major in criminal psychology. Either way, the longer the killer is at large, the more the students are at risk, so we need any help we can get. Which reminds me, Ramirez, I want you to go around campus to hang up posters asking for any possible witnesses about the murder to come forward. A walk around campus? That actually sounds like fun. And you're right, Will. Since we'll already be on campus to speak to Tess, we might as well search the campus lawn. I don't feel well. Do you think you can overdose from taking too many vitamin C supplements? I honestly don't think so. Tess, anyway, apparently you wanted to see us because you know who the killer is. I don't know your killer's identity, but I do know their psychological profile. From what I've heard about the way Ronnie died, I could tell you your killer is passive-aggressive, with a deep inferiority complex. In other words, they must belong to the Psi Sigma Gamma house. Those girls are more twisted and morally depraved than any psychopath I've ever heard of. And these psychos become especially deranged during rush week. I mean, they're famous for their sick hazing rituals, which leave most girls emotionally damaged. I actually wish I could study their hazing rituals to learn more about group torture firsthand. It was going on last night, but I wasn't able to get close enough. Tess seems overly obsessed with Psi Sigma Gamma, and it's not reassuring that she wants to witness the hazings for herself. What if she captured Ronnie and decided to conduct her very own little hazing in the name of research? Still, Tess is convinced Psi Sigma Gamma organized a hazing, but she couldn't get close enough to the sorority to witness it. Lucky for us, we're unstoppable. Awesome job, Will. Look at this note. It's addressed to Ronnie, but the message is too faded to read. Do you think you could recover the writing? And at first glance, this looks to be a broken trinket of some kind. Since it's on the crime scene, it could be of importance. Would you mind piecing it back together? Good job, Will. Nobody these days ever leaves their cell phone just lying around like that. I got the sneaking suspicion that it could be of interest to us. It's asking for a pin code. Do you think you can guess in it less than 3 tries? And look at this photo of Ronnie and her sister in front of the Taj Mahal. I agree, we should get this back to Misha. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Will does it again. I can't believe how quickly you managed to recover the message written on that note you found on the crime scene. So let's see what's written. Ronnie, you talk, you die, Josh. Short and straight to the point, but you got to be pretty stupid to sign your name on a death threat. We already know Josh posted a video online claiming to have slept with Ronnie, so why would he then threaten her to keep quiet? It doesn't make any sense. I really don't want to see his face again, but it looks like we don't have a choice. I'll just keep my hands in my pockets for fear of slapping him. Excellent work, Will. You restored the piece of jewelry you found on the crime scene in no time. And look at these symbols. You're right. We've seen similar ones before on Ronnie's scrapbook. These are Hindi letters. Since this piece of jewelry is of Indian origin, this could very well belong to our victim. Let's quickly send it to the lab. Well done, Will. You unlocked this phone you found in the Psi Sigma Gamma sorority house in no time. Now let's see. Oh my goodness. This phone belonged to Ronnie. Let's hurry and send it to the lab. It might finally give us some insight into our victim's private life. Hey, here, Misha. Captain Will found this picture of you and your sister in the Psi Sigma Gamma sorority, and we thought you appreciate having it back. Oh, Ronnie, I've just learned that she wanted to join the same sorority as me, Psi Sigma Gamma, and I know what my sorority sisters are capable of. Since I've been suspended from Psi Sigma Gamma, I don't know if they even conducted their hazing ritual last night. Madison promised me they didn't go forth with the hazing. Yet Ronnie's dead, and I don't know who to trust anymore. I'm going mad over this. You look faint, Misha. Maybe you should eat something. How can I eat knowing that Ronnie is dead? The only thing I managed to swallow was a vitamin C supplement, and even that made me feel sick. Boo-hoo, I'm such a terrible sister. Last time I saw Ronnie, I invited her to eat a frozen yogurt. I have forgotten she was lactose intolerant. It kills me to see Misha in such a state. And if it turns out that the girls of Psi Sigma Gamma killed Ronnie, it would be the ultimate betrayal. Well, we need to solve this case quickly. All these stories and rumors aren't good for anybody. I just found a magic cure for hangovers. Frozen yogurt laced with vitamin C supplements. Work as a charm. Don't try to change the subject or we'll give you another headache. We found a death threat you wrote to Ronnie. It was the last piece of evidence needed to arrest you. What? No, wait, I'll tell you everything. Ronnie caught me kissing another boy outside the amphitheater yesterday. I pleaded with her to keep it a secret. But why even keep it a secret? There's nothing to be ashamed of. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wake up, man. Everybody judges you all the time. You got to fit in and pretend you're someone else. If people found out I was gay, I'd lose everything. So I thought if I leaked a video online claiming to have slept with Ronnie, it would damage her reputation and no one would ever believe her if she said the truth. If Josh is telling the truth in that he feels pressure to hide his true self, then I feel sorry for him. Still, this doesn't excuse his online video. I mean, destroying a young woman's reputation just to save face. Tell me, Will, how are things ever going to get better if the new generation doesn't rebel against expectations? And given that Josh has acted out that part so carefully for so many years, don't you think it's possible he could have taken it one step further? Either way, he got what he wanted. Ronnie's not going to be telling anyone his secret anymore. I analyzed the victim's phone you found inside the Psi Sigma Gamma sorority house. I didn't find anything in her texts or photos. But then I analyzed her call history and noticed that she called an anti-hazing hotline late last night. You're right, Will. That anti-hazing hotline is used to report illegal hazings. Ronnie hung up after a few seconds, but I could still trace the call, and I can confirm it came from inside the Psi Sigma Gamma sorority house. I don't know why Ronnie hung up before reporting the hazing, but at least this proves without a doubt that there was a hazing going on at the sorority. Let's go talk to the Psi Sigma Gamma president again, and this time Madison better do one better than her puppy eye look. Madison, we have proof that your sorority subjected the first-year students to hazing last night. Hazing? Oh no, officers, we were just having a little bikini party. And I admit, we had a bit of fun by riding on the rushies. But I've never heard of death by permanent marker before. And maybe there are a few challenges to complete, but we totes have to have some sort of test to decide on who can enter our prestigious house. And was there any drinking involved at your party? I admit I may have drank a little champagne. It's my only weakness. But apart from that, I'm an angel. Okay, Madison. But I made sure nobody under 21 drank. And before you asked, Ronnie was at the party, but she left with all the others. I'm getting tired of that queen bee acting all innocent all the time. Death by permanent marker. Well, at least the Sharpie explains all the writing on Ronnie's body. I'm sure all the other pieces of the puzzle will fall into place shortly. A little while later. Captain Will, your idea to put up posters around campus calling for possible witnesses really worked. You're such a genius. One student came forward. Apparently she was on a night out with some friends. And they took a load of pictures, as it turns out. Some were near the campus lawn last night. Sorry guys, that's a notification from my friend. Oh my goodness, please tell me she caught the murderer on camera. I don't know, she gave me all her photos and I'm not sure what I should be looking for exactly. Don't sweat it, Ramirez. Will have a look through them and be done with it in seconds, isn't that right? Jesus. Okay. A lot of notifications popping up. I should probably turn on Do Not Disturb. Excellent work, Will. I'm amazed you managed to pick out this particular photo among all the other ones that the student gave us. Look, the photo is pretty blurry, but in the background it looks like it could be Ronnie who's tied up with someone standing next to her. That must be our killer. Huh. These girls were probably so drunk they failed to notice Ronnie. You're right, there seems to be something glinting on the killer's shirt thanks to the flash of the camera. I can't make out what it is, but hopefully Alex will have more luck than us at the lab. I noticed that jewelry you recovered from the crime scene is actually a really beautiful anklet of Indian design. And there's Ronnie's name written on it in Hindi. I ran some tests and managed to extrapolate fragments of pink fibers stuck within the chain work. Okay, but what of interest is that to us? Well, as you know, Ronnie's hands were tied up by the killer, so she could only use her legs to defend herself. Obviously, at least one of her kicks connected to the killer, and that's when microscopic pieces of the killer's clothing got stuck in Ronnie's anklet. So our killer wears pink clothing. Huh. They picked the perfect color to really make the handcuffs stand out. I analyzed that photo that you found among all those snapshots the eyewitness gave you of her night out. And I can confirm that it is indeed your victim in the background with her killer standing right next to her. I enhanced the glint coming off the killer's shirt and discovered that it was a brooch. I could even make out the letters on it. They are Greek letters, which makes up the Psi Sigma Gamma name. So our killer wears a Psi Sigma Gamma brooch. Well, how about that? Later in Chief King's office. Captain Will, how's your first case of the University District coming along? Not too big of a challenge, is it? Not at all, Chief. We were actually preparing to leave the station to arrest our killer. Will, are you ready to go teach them a lesson? Yep. Alright. Let's see who this killer is. Oh. Okay then. Nisha Gashwala, you're under arrest for the murder of your younger sister, Rani Gashwala. It wasn't a murder, it was an accident. When I heard she was dead this morning, I thought it was just a bad dream. An accident? You tied her up and tortured her. I didn't mean to. It all started because of Madison. She phoned me up last night after Psi Sigma Gamma organized her hazing initiation. Of course, Ronnie passed all their tests with flying colors. Madison couldn't shut up about how Ronnie was so much cooler than me. How can I not be mad? Ever since we were kids, Ronnie has always strived to be better, prettier, and more popular than me. She lives to make me miserable. I decided to tell her how I really felt. As my sister, I hope she would understand, but when I saw her in her bikini, covered in writing, she looked so ridiculous. And that gave me the idea. If I humiliated Ronnie in front of the whole school, maybe it would ruin her reputation forever. I told Ronnie that there was more hazing rituals coming up and that she needed to practice drinking. I kept giving her more and more to drink, until she finally refused. She was already quite drunk, so I easily managed to tie her up, and then I forced her to keep drinking until she passed out. And after admitting all this, you still want us to believe it was an accident? It was. I swear to you, I didn't want to kill her. I just wanted people to find her like that in the morning. If I had realized there was an anthill next to her, I would have never left her there. Oh my goodness, what kind of monster am I to have killed my own sister? Misha Goshwal, as far as I can tell, you're bright. You're a bright, educated girl who's enjoyed a healthy upbringing. That you murdered someone you've grown up with, someone you're meant to love unconditionally, your sister. I swear it was an accident. I never meant to hurt Ronnie. You tied Ronnie up, forced her to drink, and let her get swarmed by dozens of ants. Whether you acted consciously or not, this is no accident. Misha Goshwala, you're hereby charged with manslaughter and sentenced to 12 years in prison, during which I want you to see the prison psychiatrist regularly. Please, Your Honor, I made a horrible mistake and I'm ready to pay for it, but please don't throw away my life like this. We'll make sure you continue your education during your term, and we'll assist you every way we can upon your release, but this is prison, not summer camp. Everybody says university is meant to be the best time of your life, but it's also that age where you're still figuring out who you really are, and some people can get lost on the way. Dang, Jones, you just hit too close to home with that one. On the plus side, the youth have loads of energy to spend, and so do we until our next case. There's a concert at the Greensboro University Concert Hall. What do you say we go get our groove on? Captain Will, you've done a great job, as usual. You just arrived in this district, yet everyone has already heard how good you are. But rush period isn't over, and the dean asked to see you. She needs your help to solve this hazing problem. Hey Will, while we're here, I'd like us to patrol around the campus. We should make sure what happened to Ronnie doesn't happen again. The university campus, that brings back memories. Now that the case is over, can I come with you? I'd love to visit the place. Sure, we should just hurry up, but Nathan, what's this sweatshirt you're wearing? Are you trying to disguise yourself as a student? Of course not, didn't I tell you? I was a Phi Sigma member in college. If I were in a hurry, I could tell you about it on our way. Let's go. Later at the university. Everything looks as calm as ever. Maybe rush week is winding down. I hope so. The university should be a safe place for its students. I hope the dean has an idea to stop hazing. Captain Will, I'm so glad to see you here. Me too. I really need your help right now. Someone stole from me in our chapter house. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. You must help me. The chapter house. This brings me back in time, Captain Will. Maybe I could help you with this problem. After all, I'm more familiar with the Greek system than Jones. Whatever this problem, as you say, is a really urgent matter. So is someone going to help me? Yes or no? Of course, Madison, of course. Yes, Captain Will be right with you. Get out of my way. Psychological emergency. I need a pass. The amphitheater will close in an hour. Move. What? She nearly knocked me over. What's wrong with her? We should check up on her too once we talk to the dean. Between them and Madison, I guess you won't be bored, Will. Captain Will, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for your efficiency during the investigation. I know I can trust you, so I thought I could ask your help. That's why we're here. Mrs. Walker, what's the matter? You see, I fought with the university board for years to get Hazer suspended, but until now I never succeeded. But I know one of the students has taken photos of pledges being subjected to hazing. They use them to keep the pledges from reporting their treatment. I even know which students playing paparazzi during their welcome rituals. He'll never testify, but his photos are proof enough. And you want us to interrogate that photographer so he'll give you his pictures? No, it'll be useless, but I heard he keeps his negatives somewhere in the campus grounds. Please, I need you to find those negatives. The board will finally listen to me if I had them. Tess Goodwin, what had you running like this? You could have hurt yourself. I'm sorry for earlier, Captain, but I really don't have time to chat right now. Yes, we get her that much. What's the matter? Tell us, and maybe Captain Will be able to help you. Well, alright, I had this special criminal psychology class, the once in a year kind of class. I took a lot of notes, of course, so I'd be prepared for the oncoming test, but I lost them. I'm sure I had my my notebook with me during my last class in the amphitheater, so I thought I searched the place. The test is in 3 days. I can't fail it. Please help me find my notes. Captain Will, thank you so much for coming to my help. It's very nice of you to take the time to do so. Don't worry, Captain Will is the best. Oh, thank you, Nathan. I'm sure they'll solve your problem in no time. This place reminds me of my own chapter house so much, except for the pink furniture, of course. Fraternity brothers aren't very attracted to pink. Wearily. I'm sorry, but someone stole my president's pen. It was the Psi Sigma Gamma's founder's pen. It's been passed from president to president since 1931. I know I sound like a lunatic, but nobody outside the sorority would know how rare that pen is, or where I put it away. Captain Will, I think the thief is one of my sisters. Please, could you help me search around the house? That pen is very important. I'm glad you're so efficient, Will. You found these shredded negatives in this big campus in no time. And putting an end to hazing is a very pressing matter. I hope those are the negatives the dean needs to stop those cruel behaviors. Can you restore them, Will, so we can be sure? Awesome, Will. This is Tess's notebook. She even wrote her name on it. I bet she's the kind of student who always forget their stuff everywhere. Like in this amphitheater. Let me see. Oh, Will, someone tore the page with her last notes off. I'm afraid she'll have a nervous breakdown if she doesn't get her notes. Can you recover them? What's with those girls in pink, I wonder? There's pink everywhere. You're right, though. This box could be a good hiding spot. Nobody would think of checking its content for a stolen pin. Nobody but you, Will. You know, in my fraternity, we also had a beautiful old pin collection. Important members would wear them for graduation. And right, let's dig into this box first. Here we go. Thanks to your skills, those negatives look better. Those shattered pieces we found would have been useless for the dean. But they're still very damaged. I can barely make out 2 pictures. And even if they seem to depict some horrible hazing ceremony, we need more evidence. Alex should be able to do something about it. Alright, those notes seem legible now. It's a good thing you're handy with powder, Will. Tess will be relieved to have her notebook back. Darn, I don't understand half the things written here, but those murder stories and diagrams look gruesome. That criminal psychology class seems very macabre. This pen looks a little like the kind of pen we had in my fraternity, but this one shows the Greek letters Psi Sigma Gamma. The rest of the letters engraved are half erased. We better make sure that the pen is Madison's. I'm afraid she will have a fit if we're wrong. Do you think you can decipher them, Will? Look what Captain Will found in the amphitheater. I think it belongs to you, Tess. My notebook, thank you. Thank you so much. I was starting to think I had to borrow my friend's notes, but nobody takes as detailed notes as I do. And I would have failed the test, Anne. And you're welcome. Geez, just breathe a little, would you? Your criminal psychology course seems stressful enough with all those murder stories. Yet you face those stories every day. I don't know how you manage to keep a cool head while dealing with those murders, Captain Will. But thank you again. You totally saved me. I cooked too much this morning, thinking I might have a lot of work to do at lunch. But with my notes back, I'll be alright. You can have some as a thank you. Yeah, I'm not really good at this stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys know. What? PSG, October 31st. You're right. Well, that matches what Madison told us about her founder's pin. It wasn't very smart of the thief to hide it in that box in the middle of the house. Internal wars can get pretty ugly in a sorority or fraternity. There was this incident where I was a sophomore and that guy thought he could get away with. Well, I think that story isn't really appropriate to tell, especially when standing in a girl's dorm. Let's just give Madison her pin back. What do you mean by that, Nathan? My pin, oh my goodness, thank you so much, Captain Will. It's such an important symbol in a sorority. He was crazy enough to steal it. I bet it's one of my sisters. Some kind of backstabbing for sure. Oh well, sorry. I mean, she was probably just a lost sister looking for attention. A jealous treasure. She was jealous of this treasure. I'll make sure she gets the other purple pin I have. Oh, but all ended well thanks to Will. Nothing worth fighting over, right? It's a good thing you got this pin back. Of course, thank you again, Captain Will. You're really the best. Aww, thank you. Here, take those outfits. They'll totally suit you. Trust me, I'm a fashion expert. You know, I'll buy this for Madison. Seriously, Will? The pictures on those negatives are awful. I couldn't restore all of them, but I think you'll have enough with what I found. Those pictures show all the hazing going on behind the scene at the university, from slightly embarrassing moments to sadistic humiliations. It must be very traumatic. Your photographer took a lot of photos. With so many evidence, I hope you'll be able to make him deeply regret taking part in all of this. Disgusting. Why would those students want to immortalize such moments? This should help Dean Walker. Let's bring her those negatives. Well done, Captain. I'm so glad you found those negatives. I can't believe I finally have proof to show to the board. Yes, I bet this photographer never thought these photos would be used against him and his peers. I guess he didn't, but thanks to you and to those negatives, this time the board will be forced to step in. I'll finally be able to put those dangerous behaviors to a stop. It's a good thing you've been promoted here, Captain Will. We really need help to ensure the students' safety. Take this, you deserve it after what you've done for us. Well guys, that should do it. Well guys, I'll see you guys next time for case 33. I love you all. Get out.